This is another question that asks us to solve the triangle. Remember, when it says solve the triangle, what they mean is for you to find all the angles and all the side lengths in this triangle. So when I look at the triangle, I first start to see do I know what one of the angles is. I can use trig ratios if I know one of the angles other than the 90. In this case, I don't know angle F or angle D. So I can't start out with a sine or a cosine or, well, pardon me, I guess I could. And I could use the second function feature in my calculator. But for me, what seemed most obvious would be to solve for the hypotenuse first. Now, that's not the only way to do it, so if you've done it another way, that's fine. I'm going to solve for the hypotenuse by using Pythagoras' theorem, which says one side length squared plus the other side length squared will equal the hypotenuse squared. So 4.9 squared plus 5.3 squared will equal the hypotenuse squared. And that's easy for me. So if you found something else easier, please go ahead and follow what your gut instinct was. I'm going to go 4.9, and I'm going to use the squared button, plus 5.3, also squared. And I get 52.1. Now that's the hypotenuse, the length of the hypotenuse squared. So what I need to do is square root that answer. So using the shortcut on my calculator, I activate the square root symbol, and then second function, and the negative sign, you'll see it says answer. And what that means is the square root of the previous answer, which was 52.1. The square root of that is 7.2. So what that means is that the length of my hypotenuse is 7.2. Now, that wasn't the only way to do it, but for me, it just seemed like an obvious thing to do. So I can't stress this enough. Do whatever your gut tells you to do first, because there are so many different ways to solve for side lengths and angles in these problems. So do whatever you think you would do if you were on your own. Now pick an angle to start with. I'm going to go with angle F. Because I know all the side lengths, I can use any trig ratio I want. So pick one. It really doesn't matter. We know every side length. Just to be different, I'm going to try to use tan. The tan of angle F, which I'm not sure what that angle is, would be equal to the length of the opposite side divided by the length of the adjacent side. So 5.3 divided by 4.9. Now this is one of those questions where I don't know the angle, but I know the numerator and I know the denominator of the ratio. So what I need to do is grab my calculator, and it's a case where I'll use second function. So find the angle where the tan ratio is 5.3 divided by 4.9 and hit enter. If you've entered that and you're getting a different answer, your calculator's not in degree mode, so hopefully by now everyone has their calculator in degree mode. You should only have to put it there once. What I'm finding out is that angle F is equal to 47 degrees if we're going to the nearest unit. So F is equal to 47 degrees. Now again, there are so many other ways to find angle D. You could do it a sine, a cosine, or a tan ratio. But just for the interest of showing you all different sorts of ways, I'm going to do something different. Remember that triangles add up to 180 degrees total. So to find angle D, what I could do was say 180 degrees altogether, subtract the 90 degrees that I know, and subtract the 47 degrees that I also know. Any degrees that are left over must be in angle D. So 180 minus 90, or some of you will start with 90 because you already know 180 minus 90 is 90. And then subtract the 47 that you just calculated. That leaves 43 degrees left. That must be an angle D. So angle D is equal to 43 degrees.